Hey, Brad, what are you doing?
Shh, quiet, just a minute. I'm listening to my tapes in stereo. You want to listen? It's really pretty cool. It's kind of flat music, but what the heck? It's not as interesting.
I hear there's some other things that are music to your ears.
Oh, there's music to my ears, all right. And that's cryptocurrencies, Dogecoin, blockchain, where I think the future of money is headed. Finance, bank on yourself, things like that. Become your own banker. These are actually just images of Doge, and let me look. Okay, that's all Doge. Okay, I have to look because maybe there's Bitcoin or Ethereum or something like that in there. And so anyway, I was kind of comparing here, and I'll hold still so you can see it. All right, this is a graph, and you can go live. You can go 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, 1 year, 5 years. Okay, and so we call it. If there's a big dip like we just went through here in the last week, 2 weeks, you know, like that, where Bitcoin might go from 57,000 down to 38,000, 37,000, 36,000. And those dips, we call it going on sale. Okay, so when the coins go on sale, you better buy, okay? If you, I don't know, if gasoline went from $3 a gallon down to $2.78 a gallon, okay, that would be called a dip. That's when it goes on sale. And so you buy on the sales. What do? You go down to, you take every vehicle, maybe even your boat, you take everything you got and you go fill it up. So what you are is you're gambling, because what if it went from 278, next week it goes down to 250. The next week it's actually down at 210, all right? But you at least got it below $3 if you buy it at 278. So you understand where I'm headed there. All right, so the dips. So if you're up here, let me see if I know this is kind of touchy. How do I get my finger? We'll do it here. There's a line. I'll hold still. Up at the top above my finger, there's a line going through there. And I hate the way they do this because your finger's always in the way. All right, so up at the top, read the money. Right there, it's 50. We'll just call it 50 cents. All right, and then so we bring it down to the bottom of a dip, which would be about like,
you're at 29.
That is 29. Okay, so that's 29.5 cents. All right, and so that's a good dip. And then we have another dip over here. So there's lots of buying opportunities. That's 33. We'll call it 34 cents. And then we jump up short time later to 41. The 7 makes it, let's call it 42 cents because it's 741,799. It's basically 42 cents. And so buy the dips. Let's say just for the heck of it, you're going to buy and sell, buy and sell. You're not a hodler. You're not just going to hold it and keep it for 10 years or something, which is a lot of what I'm doing. I don't really have any intentions of buying and selling, buy the dip, sell the up, buy the dip, sell the up. And I think I've said this before, you're actually very much assured to make money if you want to. If you're only looking to capture about let's say just 10%. Okay, if it goes up 10%, sell. When it goes down at some point 10%, buy. When it goes up 10%, sell. Now that might have been 110% rise, but you grab 10% and that's in your bank account. Can't lose it except for taxes. So if you're satisfied with 10% movements, you can make money like crazy on the cryptocurrency, stocks, or anything else actually. And you just grab a little portion of it. You keep grabbing little portions of it. It's like a fire hose. The water's blasting out there. You know, just grab some of it with a cup, put it in your bucket. Grab some of the cup. Sure, did all this go by? Yeah, but you're getting your little cup full all the time. And that's the same way with the cryptocurrencies and stuff. So on this, you can go live. You can go 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, 1 year, 5 years. All right, and you kind of see where things are going. So most cryptocurrencies drop to a level, and then they rise. And if they drop down just below the rise, and then they go up and they drop, but they don't ever keep going down below the last drop, then you know that there's a pattern developing. And the pattern with the cryptos are basically going to be always up until somebody interferes with it deliberately. Big banks hate what we're doing because you're actually working to cut yourself out of the banking business, make yourself a banker, you know, bank on yourself. And let's say you want a car, so you drive up to Wheatland, Wyoming, and right now Ruart Motors will trade you Bitcoin for new vehicles. So let's say you bought a Bitcoin like I did 4 or 5 years ago. Bitcoin, a whole coin was $3,800. I didn't really have the money, and I didn't really know what I was doing if I did it. I actually could hardly turn a computer on, so it was very, very difficult for me to get anywhere that way. But let's say that I would have bought a whole Bitcoin 6 years ago for $3,800. It was less than that, but let's say $3,800. And you wait until 2 or 3 weeks ago when Bitcoin was $70,000. You take that Bitcoin electronic on your computer, on your wallet, on your phone into Ruart Motors in Wheatland, and you say, I want to buy a new pickup. What's a Bitcoin worth? They look it up and they say, well, right now Bitcoin's worth $68,000. And you say, well, I have 1 Bitcoin, so I want to buy a pickup up to, say, $68,000. You got to pay the tax and everything else on it, so maybe you buy $59,000 unless you're going to put more money in it, and you just trade that Bitcoin. Well, that means you could have gotten a pickup for, let's say, $65,000, kind of draw a line. You got that pickup, $65,000 pickup, for $3,800, and that's what you paid for the Bitcoin back a ways. And so your increase is your difference between 3,800 and 70,000. So it really is, and that's why Ruart Motors is so interested, because let's say that he's getting his Bitcoins, let's say he got a bunch of Bitcoins at 30,000, okay, in the trade, and then Bitcoin 6 months from now is trading at 78,000. Then he makes that increase. So his vehicles that he's selling, he might be literally, honest to God, making 5, 6, 7, 8 times the money in Bitcoin that he would have made if somebody just goes in and writes him a check. Okay, so it's just smart. If you got the money in the bank, you can hold, you can set on it, you can wait for it to go up, just like silver, gold, or anything else. You buy it because you're thinking that the physical property or the paper that you bought is going to escalate in price, and you're going to come out ahead in the deal. So that's part of the reason. Besides that, there's times I don't really have anything else to do, and I'm fascinated with the new currency and stuff. By the way, in about 2 months, I think it is, or last 3 maybe, there is a new banking system that's coming in. It's a new form, a new basis of banking, and I know the banks hate it, but it is coming, and I need to find out what that was. I learned of it a little bit this last weekend from a guy who buys and sells silver and gold, and he knows an awful lot about the current and coming events, and he really scoffs at cryptocurrencies. He just doesn't get it, and he really and it could just all go to hell in a handbasket. It could be the biggest Ponzi scheme the world has ever seen, in trillions of dollars, you know. But I haven't put so much of mine in there. I tell you the truth, I would just barely more than notice if all the money I put into my cryptocurrencies vanished. Nothing in my life would change, absolutely nothing. But here's the deal: if it even goes, if Dogecoin even hits $1 for me, it's going to change. If it goes $5, $10, it'll go nuts. Here's the deal, folks. Okay, I'm building a train. A train has a locomotive. It has a bunch of cars, and it used to have a caboose. Okay? Build a train. Put it together. Assemble it. Get some knowledge. Make some investments. I pay $50 for a subscription to newsletters, and I might not do anything with that company. And they advise you on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, when to buy, when to get out, when to buy, how much to buy for, what to buy, who to buy, how long to hold it. And then they'll actually tell you the day you're supposed to get out, at the time you're supposed to get out, to capture perhaps 100, 200, 300% in 1 week. We only trade, if you're in on Monday, you're out on Friday, in on Monday, out on Friday, in on Monday. They call that swing trading. It's not day trading. Day trading is under 24 hours. And they do have some of their trading with Tom Gentile. You actually are doing hour trading. So you're in and out in 60 minutes. Now, what if you could pull out 8% every hour, 12 hours a day, 12 times 8, okay? it's unbelievable how much money you would have at the end of a year if you're in and out with $5,000. Okay, and so that's what they're doing. They're in and out with $5,000. They can pick up. Well, look at this right here. What if? Okay, that's a week. Okay, one day will change. So what if they tell you to buy right up here? My thumb's too fat. What if they tell you to buy here knowing it's going down? You lose a little money between the pinpoint here and there. Then it goes up. You lose a little bit of again, but this is a one-day chart, so this is only like probably an hour. So you buy at this point, you write it down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and then maybe you get out like here, and so you actually you make money. You lose money for there, and then you make and lose, and then you get out somewhere in here or here or here, because that could be a 12-hour variance. It could be 2 or 3 hours. But the people who have done this for 30 years that have massive computers, they have AI, artificial intelligence. If you had 50 mathematicians, rocket scientists that can predict where something's going to be at a particular time, you have your artificial intelligence, you have your computer programs running, and you can literally pinpoint within 2 or 3% tops and bottoms, and you tell people when to get in, when to get out, and then you have a past history that proves you're right on your predictions for the future. And every time you make a prediction to the future, if you look at the past, you'll know how close and accurate you were and how much of a percentage of gain you got and what you thought you were going to get. And the next thing you know, let's say 2 years later, after you start this multi-million-dollar project with all these people and all these computers and all this artificial intelligence, and let's say that you put General Electric in for the last 40 years, and the computer has all that information about the stocks up and downs, the CEOs, the new products that's coming out. The CEO died, so everything kind of went down for a while. And all this is taken into consideration. So when it boils down to it, it's really not guessing at all. It's really not. It's probably safer to buy their way than it is for someone to tell you when to cross the street. Honest to God. You're probably more likely going to get hit by a car by listening to somebody else cross the street now. And by the way, crossing the street, I like to cross in the middle because you know you're going to get run over because they're going both ways. If you cross at the corner, people are going this way, coming this way, everything else. You actually have to pay attention to what's right beside you and what they're doing. If you cross in the middle of the street, it's pretty easy to see what's coming, unless you're just a fool. You'll probably never get run over that way. So anyway, we're going to do some crypto stuff. We're going to keep following it and things like that. If nothing else, it's fun. It is a gamble. Who doesn't like to gamble a little bit, see if you win or lose? Be a holder. Don't get out. My God. You haven't lost a penny till you get out. So if you buy Doge at, let's say, 35 cents, I bought almost 100% of mine. Now it's all kind of settled out. And I'll tell you another little story at a different time. I don't want to make this video too long. About what happened to me when I set up my account, funded my account, took money out of my bank, put it into my account, thought that I bought some cryptos. Okay, I don't want to get too much into it right now. But anyway, it's a fun story. It was exasperating a little bit, but it really turned out good. I mean, oh my God, it turned out good. I was so happy the way it turned out, and I was so frustrated and angry when it happened to me. Okay, that's enough for that, but it's a true story. It actually happened a very short time ago. So, you know, just things that I'm going to bring up, things I'm going to do, things I'm going to say. We are going to get more into the crypto book. There's another video where I talked about the book, so I'm not going to talk about it very much. And it came off of one of my $50 subscriptions to a newsletter and a service. Okay, so you know, just make sure that you buy the dips. And people say, now this just happened. This is physical matter. It's past tense. It already happened. It's a fact. So Dogecoin was up around 50. No, I think it went clear up to like 70 cents. I don't know. Let's just call it a month ago. And so it kind of hit the ceiling, the resistance, and then it started trickling back down. Well, then the whole industry, the whole cryptocurrency industry, actually began to fall. And that's usually caused by the multi-billionaires wanting in. Let's say Chase Manhattan Bank and stuff wants in, so they just beat it up, beat it up, beat it up, discourage people, make people sell. This is worthless, this is a joke, this is never going to be anything. And so the scaredy cats watching their account go down, they go down perhaps 50-60%, they can't take it anymore, they sell. Well, you lost that money. Okay, so you beat them up and you beat them up and you beat them up and you step on them and you drive them down until you really hit the bottom. Then the big boys come in with perhaps, honest to God, like $1.6 billion and buy the dip. Who caused the dip? The guys wanting in. So I've kind of learned that the dips are nothing more than going on sale. It's a buying opportunity. Buy the dips. If you thought it was good at, say, $1, and by God, you ought to really think it's good when it gets down to 28 cents. For God's sakes, don't sell it all. Please, don't sell it all. I'm not a financial advisor, but it's just throwing money away stupidly. And there's a lot of people that say you should never mind your own money because you don't have the guts and the courage to hold on to it when it's going down. And once you sell, that money's gone. You lost it. Let's say that I'm in at $20. Let's say I buy at 30 cents, it goes to $20, and it goes back to 40 cents. You go, well, look at all that money you lost. I didn't lose anything. It was all on paper. It wasn't really mine because I didn't sell it. Once I sell, that's mine. Okay? But if I have all the Dogecoins or all the stocks or whatever it is I bought, and I believe in it because it was a good thing, it goes back up, I just recouped my money. I didn't lose anything. Yeah, so be very careful about how you watch your accounts because you'll get scared and you'll sell. Don't do that. Set on it. Let's say 5 years from now, Dogecoin, 33 cents today, 35 cents today. And let's say just 5 years down the road, Dogecoin is 105 bucks. And you just happen to own 40,000 of them that you bought at 30 cents a piece. 40,000 times $105 just because you waited 5 years? I'm just saying it can happen. So follow me, listen, look, laugh, poke fun at me, tell me I'm full of BS. But you know what? Let me know in the comments on these videos if you actually bought. Don't have to tell me how much. Don't have to tell me how much you made. I'm not interested in that. Maybe you shouldn't even do that. Don't do that. But come back and tell me. I'm very happy with what I just did. I watched your videos. I listened to you a little bit. I got excited. I went and I actually bought some Dogecoin. I'm trying to talk. There's another one, Safe Moon, that we're gonna talk about a little bit, but not now at all. So there's 2 or 3. Actually, I think I'm in 6 different cryptocurrencies.
That guy's full of Dogecoin.
Yeah. And not very much. It is like I'm in at $20,000, $30,000 something. I don't even, can't do that. But if you have 20,000, let's say you have 20,000 Dogecoin at 50 cents. All right, that means you got $10,000 in it. Well, your $10,000, if it goes to, $15, $20, $30, $40 a piece, you're going to be very wealthy. And what if you never even turn it in? What if you never sell it? What if you just spend it? What if you never sell it so you have a big pot of actual cash, but every time you go somewhere, you pay for what you want out of your wallet, which is loaded with Dogecoin. You got 20,000 of them. They go to 10 bucks. That's 200,000 coins at $10 a piece. I'm just saying. This is Brad Buckner. You take care. We'll talk to you later.